socials at Concrete Genius Pod on this lovely Thursday, man. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Pardon me, man. I had to put, anything look good on me, but black looks spectacular. You know what I'm saying? But so do brown, so do purple. Welcome to the show, man. I think we live in a couple of places. So we just trying to get it hidden, how it's hidden, seeing what's happening. Um, Before I start the show, first of all, bless everybody watching, everybody listening, no matter how you see me, how you spot me. Thank you for tapping in with a real one. But I want to send my condolences to Gilbert Arenas. His son, Elijah Arenas, was in a horrific car accident. So the word is he should be okay. So let's keep him in our prayers. As a parent, some of the worst news you can hear, anything that's involving hurting your child. So let's all keep him in our prayers moving forward. The internet has put a lot of people in positions where you see them a lot more, you think you know them, but you also have to understand that these people are real human beings with real families and real feelings. So we really, as a community, sometimes have to stop and say, step outside the internet as human beings, just, hey, I got to pray for this situation. I got to pray for this person. And that's how I feel like everybody should be towards Gilbert Arenas right now. I pray for his family, his son, and they graces in his full recovery and God's mercy. Amen. And I enjoy his content. I enjoyed him as a player. I enjoy his personality. I enjoy him. Enjoy what he's overcame. You know, as a hooper. So, and I'm a father. When you're a father, like you see shit differently. You start staying up wondering. Now you know what your mama went through when you was staying out late, or your pops, or whoever was worried about you. Cause now that's you. It's 10:30 on a Friday, and you can't really fall asleep good till you talk to your kid. See, that's the part about being a parent. That's the backside part. Just asking the Lord to cover over your family. So I'm glad the young man is all right. I'm hearing he's gonna make a full recovery. So that's good, man. It's Thursday. We lit. We live. God is good. They saying some of the veneer, a large percentage of the veneer community is scammers. So if you get them, get some good ones. I know some people got chalk in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you get some good ones and stay motivated, stay dedicated. But let's get right down to the show, man. Before I want to start the show, I want to say get a copy of my book, The Game Changer, 8 Tips for Man to Find Peace, available on Amazon.com. Or catch me, I can get you direct copy sent straight to you. And I appreciate it. Follow me on all socials at Concrete Genius Pod. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Concrete Genius Media, Instagram, Concrete Genius Pod, Sauce Mackenzie. I'm everywhere like air. X is popping right now. I got X popping. They starting to see this face on the net. All you got to do is get hooked right and keep spitting the real. And the real gonna come to it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna merge eventually. You just keep putting real prophecy in the airwaves, your frequency, positivity, confidence. So now X, I got it popping. And we talking Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe officially put out a statement today concerning his situation, the lawsuit. If you don't know, of course you should know if you're watching my show. But if you don't know, he's been accused of raping an OnlyFans model. Pictures came out of the woman. I'm not gonna attack the woman's looks or nothing. That's what he chose to be with. But it's put him in a sort of a bind. And for Shannon Sharpe to have so many things in his favor at the time, it's borderline asinine that he risked it for this young white woman. It really is, because it really just shows the power of horniness and a lack of discipline and a lack of rational self-control. I always tell dudes, like, what makes or breaks you is knowing which ones to say no to. Most men are gonna put themselves in position where they got an abundance of women that they can possibly get, you know, a connection with, especially someone financially as well off as he is, and also considering the market, the way sex work has become normalized as opposed in the past. You know, sex work was something you did, wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? So now it's normalized. And we at a position where if you a man and you don't have astute discipline, sexual discipline, mental discipline, and discretion of knowing which women to talk to, which women not to talk to, you're gonna get hit over the head. It's like putting a gambler in Las Vegas that can't control themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we think about the world, where we are as a world, and I'm gonna get back to Shannon Sharpe. Pardon me, man. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. You see this shit. Shout out to the Pacers, man. Tyrese Halliburton, stand on your shit, Tyrese Halliburton. But yeah, man, like, if you think about the ways of the world, a lot of things that have become easily or accessible are really like the most filthiest things you can imagine. Like, why is porn and prostitution so accessible? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is debauchery so accessible? You know, if you think about that shit, like anything, guns, drugs, is more accessible. So if you a sexual deviant, it's no regulations in place to stop you. That's how they get you. This world banks, especially as black men, that's who I'm talking to right now. The world is predicated on knowing you're gonna be undisciplined. And men, period, but black men especially, because the stereotypes come out when we fuck up. The sympathy come out when white men fuck up. So I'm talking to black men. It applies to men, but Jerome get more time than Brandon. So I'm really talking to Jerome. We got to understand it's certain shit we can't do, we shouldn't do. America counts on us failing by either being undisciplined, acting out in violence, being undisciplined in the fact that we hate each other. Just look at some of the examples. Like, you can't even like LeBron James and Michael Jordan at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe, you tell people that, oh, you ain't no fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the undisciplined enough for us to attack each other, hate each other. How many times have you walked in a bar and the nigga girl looked up at you and then the nigga mean mugged you? You know what I'm saying? So we can't even get out of the way of figuring out a way to love each other. That undisciplined. Or the sexual undiscipline. The stereotype has been in place since slavery that we can't control our urges around white women. Not only that, think about how many people, black men, have lost their life or their careers or their freedom messing with white women. Now look, I say this with absolute transparency. I don't give a fuck who you date. If you come around me or whatever, who you float your boat, you're responsible for your penis, right? That can be true. But and if a white woman makes you happy, you should find a woman that makes you happy. But within that happiness, at least have some common sense to the guidelines. Have some pride, some cultural pride, some backbone. Be a man. Be a leader. Be a king. Like, be present so people are mindful of what they say around you. They can't say it around you twice. Have enough dignity to not do sexual role playing. And also, Shannon Sharpe, have enough discipline that you can keep your hands off fucking teenage white women. You are on national television, brother. You are respected. You are kicking down doors for thousands of men. I'm not asking you to be a saint. I'm not even asking you to not be horny, bro. I'm a grown-ass man. And I'm probably one of the horniest niggas alive. But I got discipline. And as you ascend as a man, you gotta pick from a different pool of women. When you was flooding, you ain't had no money, you still got some cute girls. But by the time you start getting some George to iron your clothes, you hustle a little bit. Now you want the girl to brush her hair every day, got her hair looking good. Maybe mama get her some shoes, you can take to the skate rink, get her something to eat. You elevate. Get you a little car or something. You want a woman carry a purse, got a little business about herself, ain't been with her, dating every boy, ain't had but one other boyfriend, if that didn't last long. So you elevate as men. You gotta be more, you gotta scrutinize more what you want, what you date. And as a black man, right? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. 1 second. Let's be honest, right? The history of America. The history of America. The history of America. We have always been in a situation where we can't apply the same rules or consequences. I'm not gonna call them rules because rules are restrictive. That's the difference. See, a white person would be like, oh, you got the freedom to do everything I can. That's true. But where the system and the problem comes in is the consequences. Again, Jerome gets more time than Brandon. Or in this case, Shannon. So we know the history. I'm gonna be honest. Emmett Till, and this is before I had something happen heavy in my life or I found out about. But Emmett Till shook me enough to my core that I knew I wasn't gonna date no white woman. I don't know how my mind works differently than other people, but I don't know. I was just like, and I'm in Gary, Indiana. It's more chocolate than a Hershey's showcase showroom. You know what I mean? So it's nothing but chocolate city, baby. Just pretty brown girls, tan pecan. You know what I mean? The cocoa brown, the honey nut, the dark cocoa butter. Like it's Gary, Indiana. Like everybody, they pretty. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seeing, and even my teachers is pretty black women. I had one white teacher. She was from like Portugal. And I had a white industrial arts teacher in middle school. Other than that, elementary school, I never saw nobody white in my elementary school that I can remember. We had a mixed lady. We used to call her white just on GP, you know what I'm saying, for census purposes. But She was mixed. Like I don't. So hearing about Emmett Till and the environment where I lived, it made I got so many black women to choose from. Why I need a white one or a Spanish one? And you can like what you like. I'm telling you what I like as a man. Well, my thought process has always been like, so when dudes be like, "Oh man, white girl's so pretty," I'm like, it's some nice looking white women. But I've never had a problem getting a pretty black one. I've never had a problem getting a black woman that made me feel whole in my heart, and I can trust that she knows whatever pain that I feel that I might have to feel because I'm black every day of my life. That's why I could only date a black queen. But again, other people's situations ain't like mine. Not only that, other people got the right to have a preference. Everybody's personality don't merge the same. And I know some real ass niggas that's cool as fuck that got white women. And they not any less real. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about if you do it, have some discipline. You ever seen a nigga be physically abusive with his white girlfriend? Any nigga that don't get apprehensive from that is slightly sick in the head. So Shannon Sharpe released a statement. Shannon Sharpe was playing BDSM games. That means he putting belts and chains and choking motherfuckers and rips and whopes to a white 20-year-old woman. It shouldn't be no 20-year-old woman involved in this shit. If you 57, my G, 57, a young bitch is 30. Man, you fuck around, have a heart attack trying to fuck a teenager, nigga. That's how you was gonna go out, nigga. Like everybody knows somebody died. Old nigga died on top of some coochie. That was gonna be you, nigga. You gonna have 3. I don't care how good a shape you in, bro. At some point, your body is not humanly made to fuck somebody 35 years younger, bro. Yeah, you might bust a nut, but they not having sex, bro. That's why you beating and choking the motherfucker and playing captive and robber and going up in the tree, Miss Day. Nah, I ain't gonna do that this episode. But just all the fetishes to make up for the emptiness of the connection. That girl was born what? If she 22, she was born in the 2000s. The 2000s. Like if you was born in the 70s, you should never have no social interaction with nobody born in the fucking 2000s. If you was born in the 60s and you fucking with somebody born in the 2000s, you a fucking war criminal. That's the equivalent, right, of a woman that was born in the 1970s, in the 1990s, dating a nigga born in the fucking 1940s, 30s? Fuck out of here. Is you crazy? Think about how that sounds, bro. If you was born in the 70s and you nasty enough to have sex with a woman born in the 2000s, imagine a girl you growing up with in the 70s, right? And in the 1990s, she having sex with a nigga born in the 40s. What would you say about that bitch? Like, come on, bro. Let's be real. Like, and let's put the cat out the bag. I'm gonna get back into the white black shit. I know it's dynamic, it's popping, but just as a man, bro, as a nigga with balls, as a nigga with game, you should get enough pussy when you young that you shouldn't desire a young pussy, bro. You can desire a younger pussy. You see that, right? And let me say that over so I can put the clip on TikTok, right? you should have enough women when you young that you don't have to desire young women when you old. You can desire younger women, but it's a difference between younger women and young women, and that difference is how old you are. Y'all not stupid, man. Let's stop being stupid. Let's stop being pretentious, talking about what the law say, and you guys should have seen it 30 years ago. They was wearing 13-year-olds. Are you jealous, nigga? That's like when the motherfuckers say, man, you know, 30s was good. You mean Jim Crow, nigga? Like, stop it. You know morally, if you got a 20-year-old daughter and a nigga came to pick up your daughter born in 1975, a 49-year-old nigga came to pick up your daughter as a man, and you don't get mad, you a pussy. If a 50-year-old nigga right now was coming to your house to pick up your 19-year-old niece and you didn't check that nigga, you a pussy. You less than a pussy. You a coward. Because I tell you what, if your 19-year-old son, a 50-year-old woman came by for your 19-year-old son, I don't know not one black woman in America that ain't gonna kill that bitch. You see what I'm saying? So this whole it's legal shit, bro. Prostitutes are prostitutes. But even then, prostitutes are hustlers, Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, you got played as a lick, Shannon Sharpe. A scam artist, first time, even a retired scam artist like me, I've been out the game double-digit years. I can hear her pausing, asking you these leading questions, but not giving you the right type of responses to your question. So if a motherfucker talking all sleepy, what are you gonna do? Rebellious, and then you just, yeah, I'm gonna choke you. And then you don't get no, ooh, daddy, I can't wait. None of that. Bro, you probably being set up. You definitely being recorded. See, niggas can have fetishes, but all your fetishes just can't be running haywire, nigga, like a bunch of motherfucking 14-year-olds with porno magazines. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, your fetishes just can't be all over the place, nigga. You know, you got to decide, like, hey, if I like it rough and I like them white, she got to at least be born in 1980. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, and then you get all these fucking red pill Pac-Man ghosts. And look, if you red pill niggas need the fact that bitches are materialistic and your value is in your wealth, I respect it. Because I do believe your value is somewhat in your wealth. But it's a difference between a wealthy, good-looking nigga and a nigga that needed to be wealthy to be called good-looking. So when you don't have the option to be attractive without money, then of course money's different. You gonna look at women as objects because you needed an object to possess them. The only thing I needed to possess a woman was me. So I don't have that bitterness toward women. I don't have that bitterness toward experiences. Like I'm genuinely nice to women. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have no type of, I'm not one of them women deserve nothing niggas. Like I don't have no offense to nobody's freedom of speech, but just me personally, I didn't have to get to a standard to feel like I got power now. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's gonna view the lens of women the same. And who knows what lens Shannon Sharpe may view it from, being in rural Georgia, South Georgia, dirt poor, dirt road. You know what I'm saying? You being raised by your grandparents. You know, it was nobody to show you discipline. And the thing about a man being in your life as a son is that not only is the discipline is verbal, but the verbal discipline only works if it's visual. See, I saw my daddy have a couple of hustles and then work 10, 12 hours a day every day. And I saw him drive nice cars and I saw him own his own things. So when he told me don't be no lazy nigga, I had evidence to support it. You know what I'm saying? When he told me, hey, watch this, watch that, I had evidence to support it. So if you somebody like Shannon Sharpe, he tells his story how he growing up with his grandparents. You don't have nobody. These folks is too old to really show you what's popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have nobody to rein in your manhood, your emotions, bro. At 50 something, it's no way you should be out here, cuz, wilding out with a white woman in her teens. We gotta stop acting like it's not a thing. Nothing is more intensifying in this country than race. So when you a black American man, large man, you decide to get with a 19-year-old woman, the case is gonna shoot up the charts just because it's race. Anything black versus white is gonna say, I don't care if it's Magic Johnson, Angel Reese, or Shannon Sharpe, and this chick he gotta tie up and beat. And he offered 10 M's. So let's think about that in context, right? You took a regular plain Jane that you had no substance with, and you was finna change your life with $10 million because you can't control your kinks, nigga? That ain't player, Unc. And I told you the number one thing, I hope you see this clip, because these clips are really kind of moving their way around. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, baby. It's your boy Sauce. You need somebody about 20 years younger, Unc, maybe 45, 50. You could be two people. It can be a dude and his family, older dude, retired dude. Find you somebody to be your right-hand man as a buffer for anything you do. Like today, you put out your statement. You screenshotted the text that somebody sent you what to say. You're supposed to copy and paste that shit, bro. So if you got a fly nigga around you, bro, it can avoid you all these problems and you can get to your money. You could pay a fly nigga, old nigga, retired nigga, OG, kids grown, some shit. You could pay that nigga 2.5, bro. He can move somewhere. He can filter your women. Tell you like, hey, this ain't the move. See, you need a nigga around you 24/7, bro, to protect you from you. You one of them niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a body. You need a bodyguard to protect you from the Billie Eilish white bitches. That's what you need. You need full security around any white woman born between the years 2002 and 1998. That's what you need. You tweaking, bro. Like, and you have this, you keep it real with a lot of athletes, but you also have this moral high ground sometimes, bro. And one thing about that motherfucking, that trunk, bro, it's gonna get to beating. You got some bodies in that trunk, they're gonna start kicking eventually. You seen Snowfall, nigga. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. Follow me on all socials. God is good. Everything is good. My life is good. We gonna win, man. We gonna make it. Like the Locks. Let me get some water, bro. Yeah, Shannon Sharpe, you tweaking, man. But if you ain't saw a statement, bro, this is a statement right here. My statement is found here. This is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Shannon Sharpe. Again, like I said last part, I'm rooting for you, brother. I appreciate what you've made for yourself, professionally. I appreciate your commentary. I appreciate the job you do, the professionalism. You always show up on time, prepared with your notes. That ushered in a new era of talk TV. What you did with your interviews and Club Shay Shay, that opened a wider net for podcasters and creators, especially guys born in the 70s and 80s. So I'm forever respectful for what you do professionally. But as a man to man, you just got to make better choices about what you're doing. Even if you got the freedom to do it, you might not should be doing it. You know what I'm saying? ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. It's your boy Sauce. I love y'all, man. I hope everything working out, man. I pray everybody's happy and sane and peaceful and shit and motivated. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like shit, niggas. Excuse me. I feel like whenever it comes to like niggas when they get money, unless it's like hood niggas that get money, athletes and shit, even rappers, they always be like, "Oh man, bitches, I ain't fuck with none of these gold digging bitches," and then they go get a bitch from United Emirates or some shit that wouldn't even talk to them unless they had $2-3 million. They end up getting a baby by her and then her family control the money. So the same black woman who you putting traits on, you run into a woman that's not black for them same traits. You can't go young. I'm not advocating for you to get a 19-year-old black woman and abuse her. I'm advocating for you, even if she with it. And that's the difference between a nigga that's sick and a nigga that's a pervert. See, you can be a pervert and say, I want to do this, man. I want to do this, girl. I want to do this outside. Boom. What makes you sick is who you try to do it with, nigga. And the circumstances on how you trying to get it done. The methods. You pervert. A lot of niggas perverts. Hey, I don't do it on the balcony. I'm down. You 32, I'm 32, you 24. I'm down. You 32, she 18, you slime ball. You slime ball, nigga. I don't care, nigga. You if you was in your 30s and you knew a female as a child and you date that child when she become an adult, you a slime ball. Same with you women. I'm not excusing you women predators. If you knew little Mike when he was 7 and your ass was already 35, don't be fucking him now because you 45. You a sicko too. You need to be put down. Gas chamber. And I had situations, a couple of times I had older chicks touch on me. I didn't know what I knew now, but I knew it affected me socially. Immensely. Sexually, not socially, sexually. But it made the sexual social part easier. That was kind of a make statement. Like it affected me. But I would rather had not had the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a privilege. You know what I mean? Like, no, it wasn't. So I think as we move forward, Shannon Sharpe owes it to himself, to his family, to make better decisions. And I'm not asking nobody to be perfect, bro. I'm not one of them niggas. I'm not even here to break them down. I actually want to see them come back from this. But I'm telling them, get you a wingman, bro. You ever notice how Braun always got that bald head, stocky dude with him, been with him 20-something, 30 years, bro? Get you that dude, bro. Hey, who is she, bro? Let me see your ID. Now let me see your real ID. You know what sign is? Read this. You know what? Hey, are you drunk? Are you high? Are you pregnant already? You know what I mean? Like, you dealing with real money, real questions got to be asked, man. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. What's your 5 top Jay-Z songs, man? I got Can I Live? Blacks Out. Nah, that's a remix. Can I Live? Can I Live is one. Hard Knock Life is one. Um, fuck. This is a very tough question. Can I Live? Hard Knock Life. Damn. Imaginary Players. Take Over. Break. Nah, ain't my top 5 though. So what I got now? I got so far. I got Imaginary Players. I got Hard Knock Life. I got Can I Live? Damn, this is tough. Um, I might have to go Jigga What, Jigga Who. And for number 5, I got a tie for number 5. I was gonna not include these, but the Dynasty intro, just because it's multiple verses, and then the Million and One Questions Rhyme No More intro. That's my top 5. So I got the intro, Rhyme No More, A Million and One, and the Dynasty intro. I got Jigga What, Jigga Who, but I don't know. I got an asterisk by that. Check with me tomorrow. And I got Imaginary Players, Can I Live, Hard Knock Life. I'm gonna rethink on this. I'm gonna get some more on that and get with it. But I gotta get ready to go watch the draft, get some food. Pray for me, man. I've been through it, but I'm shining bright, baby. ConcreteJeansMedia.com. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. I gotta go, baby. I love you. Peace. Take care of yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself, man, and forgive yourself. That's the point of what I'm saying. What I'm telling you. Forgive yourself. Move forward, not backwards. Take a deep breath, thank God. And the body is a temple protected. Peace. We out, baby.